Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? Good? Not gonna lie, I wanted to congratulate all the contestants that came up here to deliver their speech, especially Kristen. They did a tremendous job. Being up here is not easy at all. Public speaking is not easy. It's not an easy job. So coming up here to do my best to represent the Boys and Girls Club. Before I start, I'm gonna make you guys do a little bit of work just because we get to do all the work to entertain you guys. So at this moment, I'd like you to turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, turn to your neighbor. Neighbor, it is a pleasure to share this moment with you. Now give him a big smile. Yeah, there we go. I just want to light up the room, get some energy flowing in the room. Yeah. So before I begin, first and foremost, I wanted to thank God for giving me the pleasure and the opportunity to live another day, and most importantly, allowing us to come together to not only see the success of rising leaders, but to see what the Boys and Girls Club does for individuals like myself, especially since we got to see a little glimpse of Michigan weather yesterday. It's kind of bizarre to say that only in Michigan you could be shoveling snow and be stung by a bee, right? But anyway, I wanted to move on and highlight my parents. And although they couldn't be here, due to their hard work, dedication, and all their sacrifices, I was able to take advantage of opportunities that they only dreamed of experiencing in our home country. Next, I wanted to highlight Aaron, Chris, Elise, and all the staff of the Boys and Girls Club that continue to dedicate their hard work and energy to make sure that the mission of the Boys and Girls Club touches as many individuals as possible. Like I said, I'm extremely to be here. These past 4 years, I've been contemplating ways that I could come back and give back to the Boys and Girls Club. And finally, they reached out to me and they asked me to be a keynote speaker. And I was delighted and I said yes, of course. I wanted to come back and share a glimpse of what the Boys and Girls Club means to me and what it's done in my life. I know you all don't know me very well yet, but I'm going to jump over, breaking the ice, dive in, and get personal. That being said, I have a confession to make. As a rising higher educational professional, I know that without hope and opportunity, without the Boys and Girls Club, my journey as a first-generation immigrant wouldn't have led to where I am today. Like they said, my name is Cesar Vargas. I was born in Guanajuato, Mexico. My family and I migrated to the United States when I was 6 and made Grand Rapids our permanent home. After graduating from Union High School, I had the pleasure of continuing my education, where I pursued a bachelor's degree in Sociology and Latino Studies at the University of Michigan. Now, I'm in the process of attaining a master's in Educational Leadership, Higher Education, Student Affairs. Throughout my first semester of graduate school, I had the pleasure of coming across really intriguing literature and research. And there's this research in particular that caught my eye, which was done in 2013 by Angela D. Duckworth at the University of Pennsylvania. Her research shows that success is not contingent upon good looks, social intelligence, or IQ. What it is contingent upon is grit. Grit is having the perseverance and passion to continue to fight, to meet and accomplish long-term goals. although there's not much research that has been developed to let us know or to give us a better perspective of how to build grit in individuals, there is a concept and a belief that was discovered by Carol Dweck at Stanford University, and it's called growth mindset. And this is the belief that learning is something that isn't fixed, but could be changed with effort. And the reason why I bring this up is because everything the Boys and Girls Club does to engage every kid, teen, individual in general, puts sorry, I lost my train of thought. Puts growth mindset into practice. And it's really interesting to say that without even knowing, a kid walking up to the pool table, picking up the pool stick, not even knowing the dynamics of the game, and then 2 months from now, they're conquering and beating individuals twice their age. And once they get bored of that small task, they move on to the next thing. And they might even consider coming to the gym and beginning to play a team sport where they learn to have confidence in themselves, where they start building an identity. And it's crazy to think that right here in this gym is where everything began for me. It all started winters, playing soccer in open gyms. As I proceed, there's this quote, and with the help of Sir Isaac Newton, he states, "If I sing further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Now, let me dissect that for you. Standing, to me, means showing up. Standing, walking in the door, it changes everything. The minute I walked in the door, it was a completely different world. Because no longer was I 6'6", 5'5", 9'6", my school ID. I was Cesar Vargas. And my identity began to be formed. So now, when we move on to standing on the shoulders mean all these resources help support that the staff that the Boys and Girls Club has to offer to every single individual that walks through the doors. And giants, of course, is the perfect word to describe all the mentors and everyone that's willing to invest time in children that walk through those doors. Because again, like I said, it's a completely different world. You forget about everything that's going on in your life. You no longer have to pay attention to all the societal factors that influence the way you carry yourself outside this club. And it's hard, growing up in these type of environments where you learn to believe that because of your identity, you're supposed to become something or you're going to end up somewhere. But again, this is where all started. It went from the gym to being asked to become involved in other aspects of the Boys and Girls Club. And being rewarded with visiting Washington, D.C., which was one of the first time stepping outside of Michigan. And I remember walking through the streets of Washington, D.C. and telling Miss Erin, I can't wait until I'm successful enough to move to a city like Washington, D.C. Or walking through the Holocaust Museum or experiencing all the monuments. But my favorite, out of all the memories, my favorite one is competing for the Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year competition. My experience and how I see competing for the Youth of the Year is completely changed. At that point, it's all about winning. You want to get up there, win the medal, that scholarship. But now I realize that the most important thing that I benefited from the most was the experience. The experience of knowing that I could build on what I had learned or what I didn't do well. In general, without noticing, I was building my social/cultural capital resources while attending the Boys and Girls Club. So it's imperative, like the job and the work that the Boys and Girls Club does is really important, not only for myself and not only for a couple individuals, but for thousands. I remember talking to Rick, and he said that the numbers have tremendously increased in the past year. So this leaves me to the conclusion. And we are here asking you today, what we are here to ask you today is to think about all the kids that you have seen in the video, the stories you have heard from the candidates, the winner, the children that have their lives impacted on a daily basis at the Boys and Girls Club, and how you could help. Your donation, large or small, will have a huge impact on our clubs, as your gift will be matched by an anonymous donor today up to $10,000. Your donation will go directly to thousands of kids in surrounding neighborhoods that need the safe environment, life skills development, and academic coaching that we provide. We are giving them the tools to become the next generation of leaders today. Invest in great futures with us. Thank you.